WrestleMania, the showcase of the immortals, supposed to be, was meant to be, should have been the biggest WrestleMania or one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. Jam-packed, action personified, smash mouth, in your face, the building blocks, the foundations, the fundamentals, the entire thing. WrestleMania 32, 100,000 people. Now, give WWE credit. They've got like 90,000 tickets sold, or rumors have it 85 to 90,000. Come WrestleMania, WWE fully expects to have 100,000 people. This is with a piss poor build. This is with injuries on top of injuries. This is based off of poor structure. I'm just saying that this is a WrestleMania that you could afford to miss. This is a WrestleMania that if you don't miss it, or if you don't watch it, I should say, you're not missing a whole hell of a lot. Now, last year's WrestleMania, the build was not that great, but at least you had Cena, you had Orton, you had Cesaro, you had Rollins, you had all the top players, you had all the key elements. Now, the WWE could have still made this WrestleMania with all these injuries a lot better if they focused more on the build, the storylines, the intrigue. There hasn't been a whole bunch. Yeah, you got three top. The way I'm looking at it, the way I see this WrestleMania, you got three top matches. You got the Divas title match, triple threat match, and I view it as big because I think it's going to steal the show. Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. You have, of course, Roman Reigns and Triple H for the WWE World title, which is a lot of backlash for that match. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Ambrose. Lesnar, Triple H Reigns, the Divas title match, and Triple H and Roman. It's almost left me speechless the way that the WWE has won about. You would think with such a poor card, you would think with the delivery, you think that the WWE would pull out all the stops. You would think, I understand Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. Yeah, Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, with the fate of the WWE hanging in the balance. The future of the WWE is at stake. So that's another match. But you look at these matches, you look at the components, and it just isn't feeling like WrestleMania. Usually you get this feeling. I don't know about you, but when WrestleMania comes around, you get this feeling. You get this anticipation. You cannot wait for WrestleMania. But this year, I'm not getting that. I'm not finding that. Now, the WWE has 2 more weeks to build off of. The WWE has 2 more Raws to impress the masses. Do you want to know why Monday Night Raw, that crowd was just horrible and quiet and bored and asleep? Kind of like Monday Night Raw put me to sleep. That was my Raw review. I went to sleep. And I think the WWE is in desperation. Well, listen, I love Shane. I'm a big fan of Shane. I'm glad Shane McMahon came back. But just like Roadblock did not intensify anything, did not prove anything, did not justify anything, did not move anything, if Shane loses at WrestleMania and no storylines move, nothing, there's no implications on anything. Nothing advances. Nothing goes further. And we're just stagnant. We're just standing still. If nothing happens of significance at WrestleMania and Triple H wins, The Undertaker wins, Brock Lesnar wins, where do we go from there? Because what you're doing is you're pushing back. What you're doing is you're taking all the elements, you're taking all the foundations that was already piss poor to begin with. And like I said, this isn't the worst WrestleMania card of all time, but it certainly is not stellar. But then again, the card would seem a lot better and a lot more significant if the building blocks and the storylines was there and they were strong and they were solid. I don't know why the WWE couldn't have done a hell of a lot more with all these matches. You have some Raws where The Undertaker doesn't show up. You have some Raws where Shane doesn't show up. Some Raws that Brock Lesnar doesn't show up. Dean Ambrose is always there selling the match. You have Mick Foley now. Bray Wyatt has a back injury. Bray Wyatt is out with an injury, but the rumors are is he's still going to make an appearance, and the back injury isn't as significant as once thought. So there's rumors of a bunch of run-ins in the Brock Lesnar-Dean Ambrose match. There's rumors that Dean Ambrose, the Wyatt family, Mick Foley could all make an impact on this match. There is rumors of Roman Reigns walking out of WrestleMania, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, potentially going on to feud with Bray Wyatt. They said that at the end of WrestleMania, we will be talking about Bray Wyatt. So that's a good thing. Are they going to advance storylines on the night of WrestleMania when they know that the world will be watching? Because this is what I'm coming down to. WrestleMania sells whether or not you have a Cena, an Orton, an Austin, a Rock. And that's the thing. No Cena, no Orton, no Rollins, none of that, right? But what is the WWE going to do with The Rock, with Stone Cold, with Shawn Michaels? They have all these Hall of Famers. They have all these legends, all these icons showing up at WrestleMania. 100,000 people. But yet, we don't have a role. We don't know what direction. We don't know what we're going to do with them. And I know Austin, he doesn't want to risk wrestling because his neck, and he doesn't want to wind up dead or paralyzed, and I understand that. I get that. But I think Austin could have at least had a match. I think Vince McMahon and Austin should have had one more match in Texas. Have a 10-minute match, just Austin beating the holy hell out of Vince McMahon. Obviously, Vince McMahon is in stellar shape. Vince McMahon goes to the gym every day, doesn't believe in a day off. Stone Cold is in uber shape, in my opinion. He looks the best he's ever looked. I think Austin and McMahon could have had a one-off match, or Austin could have represented Roman Reigns, and Vince could have represented Triple H, or something along those lines. But the WWE didn't go along with that. The WWE did something different. Now, like I said, if you're looking at the state of WrestleMania, it's almost as if this year WrestleMania, and I hate to say this hurts me. This pains me, because we know what the WWE can be. We know what they can accomplish. We know what they have set out to do in the past, and they're not doing this here. It's just a lack of commitment. It's a lack of creativity. It's a lack of putting mind and pen to paper and saying, okay, well, this is going to get over. This is what's going to happen. This is what we want. This is the plans we are laying out. And the WWE, so far up to this point, are they happy? Are they satisfied with this WrestleMania build? Like I said, you would think with all the injuries that the WWE would go and think outside the box. You think that the WWE would try to switch things up. You think they would give other young talent a chance to come up and, shine through the ranks and get an opportunity to roll that ball down the alley and make sure it goes. But instead, the WWE relying on legends and Hall of Famers and past performers instead of giving the limelight. And here's the thing about, listen, I'm a John Cena fan, but here's the problem you run into when you build the WWE off of one man. John Cena, the face that runs the place. Well, here's the problem. Now, back in the Attitude Era, and even the Ruthless Aggression Era, you had other guys to fall back on, other main event players, other stars that were built up, other stars that were promoted, other stars that weren't force-fed. You had guys like Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Kane, Mankind, The Undertaker. You had so many different guys if a guy went down with an injury. You had so many different performers to say, all right, Austin's not here this week, we're going to go with The Rock. Oh, The Rock's not here this week, we're going to go with Triple H. Triple H ain't here this week, we're going to go with The Undertaker and Kane. All right, DX is here this week, the Nation of Domination is not here this week. The WWE doesn't have that. You see, you got no Cena, you got no Orton, they only got one guy to rely on, and that's Roman Reigns, and the masses do not like Roman Reigns. Although it's not Roman Reigns' fault, it's the WWE that has pushed Roman Reigns the way they have. The way they force-fed us Roman Reigns. The way that they have, just deliberately and just they have went about it. This WrestleMania is a parody of itself. WrestleMania this year has become a parody, whatever you want to call it, a parody of itself. That's what this has come down to. There's not many WrestleManias where you can say, well, that was a joke, that was lackluster. Like I said, when it all comes down to it, when you look at the whole picture, every now and again, you'll say, well, you go through the list, you go through WrestleMania 1 through 32, and, you can nitpick and you can pick out different things and, pick this out and pick that out and say, well, that main event shouldn't have been the main event, this shouldn't happen, that shouldn't happen. But this WrestleMania this year, ladies and gentlemen, the aura, the goosebumps, that intensity, that off your seat, can't wait for it to happen. That experience, and it's funny because I almost bought tickets to go to this WrestleMania. I wanted to go to this WrestleMania. For one, because I thought Austin was going to have one last match against Brock Lesnar in a Texas death match. Obviously, that didn't happen. The money wasn't big enough, I guess. Austin didn't want to put his health on the line. You can't blame him. But I am glad that I did not waste my money because I know a lot of people that bought tickets for WrestleMania and they have ultimately went on to sell them, and, well, they tried to sell them, and they haven't sold them yet. So, yeah, WWE may reach 100,000 fans for WrestleMania, but that doesn't necessarily mean there will be 100,000 fans there, but the WWE will blow that up and say, oh, yeah, we got 100,000 fans. Hell, they'll probably say they got 105,000 fans, when we know that isn't the true number. So, the WWE, I got to give WWE a C- for WrestleMania this year, but the WWE could blow us away come the night. But with the way the match card looks, the build, the fundamentals, I don't know. subscribe.